All right, I want to thank you for checking into the University of Nebraska Lincoln booth at College Week Live. I'll be your host for this few moments. My name is Clee Mangrum. I work with the University of Nebraska in the admissions office, and my primary role is to help students who are interested in undergraduate admissions to go through the process and become students here at UNL. So I'm going to go through, basically in this time, give you a brief overview of what the University of Nebraska is like and the key selling points, and hopefully give you just a clear picture of what the University of Nebraska has to offer potential students. And this whole year, our whole theme at the University of Nebraska is we're really focusing in on the stories of students. And so we realize that when you come to college that you have already begun your story, you're interested in plugging that into something that will be bigger than yourself. And for a lot of you, that's going to be the major that you study. Also, as you're thinking about the major, you want to think about the types of people that you want to learn from in your classrooms, and also those types of experiences that you want to have in those classrooms as well. So I'll talk about those experiences and those unique things that you can have out of UNL. And the first place we're going to start is really targeted towards your major. And so before you start at any university, you probably already have in mind what you do want to study. And the University of Nebraska Lincoln is going to be one of those comprehensive universities that has a large plethora of options for you. So we have about 150 different academic majors in 9 different colleges. That includes the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, the College of Engineering, the College of Business Administration. We also have the College of Education and Human Sciences, College of Architecture, and the College of Fine and Performing Arts. And so those would be some of the main colleges that you can choose from throughout the university. If you ever want to browse the types of majors that we have available, our home website is admissions.unl.edu. And on that page, you're going to find a listing of all of those academic colleges and all the majors that correlate with all those particular colleges. When you are looking at that, you'll notice that at a university like ours, you have the overarching college, which is, like I said, the Arts and Sciences College or the Business College. And then under them, they're going to have a list of majors. And so you can go through and start to research those different majors. At the University of Nebraska, we have some unique ones that a lot of students will look at us for. One of those would be actuarial science, have one of the top actuarial science programs in the country. Also, our speech and audiology pathology program is one of the top 5% in the country as well. We have a PGA golf management program, which is a unique program as well. And so you'll see a listing of all those academic majors right there from that address as well. So when you're thinking about your major, that's kind of the first part where you're starting to plug that into. And so I encourage you, if you're checking this out today, go through that list, see if you see a major that suits you. And the other thing is, if you're not quite to the point where you've pinned down a major, this is also a university where you can experiment and take some time to find your fit at the university. So a lot of our students, about 20% of students coming into the university, are undecided. So that means they don't necessarily have an idea of all the options out there. And so what we do is we plug them into a program called the Exploratory Center. And what this allows students to do is it allows you to take some time to experiment with courses across campus, try different departments, try different majors, a class that may be quite different from the other ones you're taking. You're still connected with an academic advisor, and the sole purpose of that relationship is to plant you into a major that you will find is a good fit for yourself. And so that's 20% of our students. So if you are in the category of a deciding student, maybe you're just looking more towards finding a good fit for you. And I think you're going to find a great fit here at the University of Nebraska Lincoln. So as you're following your heart, this is something that talks about things that you're passionate about, and we want to connect you to a major to some type of career opportunity. And so we're excited to offer students great resources within their majors to connect with professors. We connect students with things like career services and internship opportunities, and those are some of the things that are going to launch you into a career. We've got great stories of awesome alumni from the University of Nebraska. Some of you out there might be familiar with a program called Huddle, which is essentially a digital playbook used by the National Football League, also large universities across the country, and high schools in the realms of athletics. And so basically it's just a way of archiving video, and then coaches will use that to develop plays for their games. That is a program and a software that was developed on our campus by students who then graduated, and now it's a business that they run, and it's a multi-billion-dollar company. We've also got other great alumni. If you look at the chief editors, even in the Chicago Tribune, those would be alumni of the University of Nebraska. So we're doing really great things. Our all-time, probably most popular, well-known alumni is a man named Warren Buffett. He's very well known for his investment principles across the country. and he's also a graduate of the University of Nebraska Lincoln College of Business Administration. So we're connecting you to a major, and in that major is when you're getting yourself connected to a career opportunity. And so first step, I encourage you to check out those majors, find one that suits you, and start to think about how that might connect you to a career. And once you go to our website, you're going to find that each major also gives you some suggestions on how that plays out in an actual career, and we'll give you a picture of what you can look forward to. University of Nebraska is a top-rated institution. In fact, in the nation, we have been recognized as a top 50 public institution, and we've also been recognized as a best value. So we have a great quality education that's being recognized by Kiplinger.com and the Princeton Review, and a lot of that lends to what we do in research. So if you're looking forward to going to a school that provides you with the opportunity to be involved in research as an undergraduate, we're going to be a great school for you. The University of Nebraska itself is about 24,200 students. And so our size really lends really well to giving you those big opportunities of a bigger university. But we plug you into one of the third largest city within the Big Ten. And what we allow you to do is you get some of those unique opportunities because you are kind of in a smaller environment as well that still has those big resources. And so we have students who are doing research in our program called UCare. And this is a 2-year program where students team up with a professor, and that would be a professor who's doing research on our campus. And that first year, that professor is allowing that student to come alongside them and to help them with some research. And also, in the second year, those students can then launch out on a program of their own, in which that professor then becomes the mentor. So we've had students who are a part of a multinational research project called ANDRIL, which is a program in Antarctica. And there's a student who is currently, she was in the geology department, and she is working with scientists from around the world and students from around the world. And what they're doing is they're digging into the past, and they're using that information to develop a better knowledge of what's happening for the future of the environment. So very, very crucial research to be doing, and as an undergraduate to have yourself to be a part of something like that is really phenomenal to talk about. So research is a big part of who we are here at UNL, and students are involved in that. Our professors are involved in research as well, so that's the type of education we're getting. Our professors are involved in the research. They're doing the work that is paving the way for what's going to happen in the future. They're also doing research and helping us better understand what's happening today, but also helping us learn from the past as well. So that's what I like to call a three-dimensional education. And so if you want to come to the university like that, this is going to be a great choice for you. Current professors are doing research in even the area of concussions. Dr. Mulfees, he's one of our psychology professors, and he is a world-renowned researcher in this area of concussions, of research on concussions, and he's also teaching some of our undergraduate courses, such as the psychological development courses, which some of our undergraduate students do take. Another great professor on our campus, Dr. Kwame Dawes. He is an Emmy Award winner for his documentary called New Approach to News, and he teaches some of our beginning intro English courses for students, including African American literature. So those are the types of professors we get to learn from on a daily basis on this campus. So it's a great place to study and a lot of cool people to learn from. Next thing is, you're probably wondering more about the setting of the University of Nebraska. We are in Lincoln, and Lincoln is the capital of Nebraska, and the city itself is about 250,000 in population, and we are right in the heart of downtown. And so you can literally walk right across the street, and you are right in the heart of local coffee shops, the music scene. We have our historic Haymarket, which has been revitalized recently. We have our new Pinnacle Bank Arena, which hosts concerts from around the world. So we had Jay-Z was here 2 weeks ago. We've had shares coming on the future if you're still a Cher fan. So a lot of cool things happening at the Pinnacle Bank Arena. That's where our men's and women's basketball plays. We've just installed the new ice rink in the area, and it's just a cool place to hang out right within walking distance of campus, get your access to local coffee shops, restaurants, ice creameries, the best steak in town at Laszlo's, which is one of our locals here in Nebraska, all within walking distance right here on campus. And so when people come to Lincoln, they often find that it's surprisingly inspiring because of how much growth and how much innovation is happening in the town. So if you want to be kind of in a city that is still centered around the university, has a lot of school spirit, but gives you a lot of stuff to do also off campus, great location for you. Other things happening on our campus, if you don't know, we are huge in football, obviously. We have the Cornhuskers as our main team there, a Big Ten team. And that generates a lot of school spirit all over, and that flows throughout all of our sports. At the University of Nebraska, our students, you only have to pay for 3 main sports, so that's football, and that would also be men's basketball and then women's volleyball. But all the other sports on our campus are free to our students with the access of using your in-card. So that could be men's, women's diving, that could be baseball, that could be softball. So any of those sports, if you're like to be a sports spectator, you can still go check that out for yourself. Otherwise, students are living in our residence halls. Our residence halls have been renovated. We have a new complex that is suite style, so it's a full kind of, you have your own room that you share with one other freshman, as well as a common living space. And then also with that, you would have your own kitchen, your own bathroom within that living unit. We also have our traditional halls, which is what you may have seen across other campuses. And if you want to check out any of these housing or these living situations, you can check out the website, which is housing.unl.edu. And this website will feature 360 tours of all the rooms and floor plans, and they've also got their own YouTube channel where you can go and check out videos of what happens in the residence halls where students are connecting with other students on their floors, what the residence hall dining centers are like, and maybe some of the activities that happen also in those residence halls. So you can check that out in your own time. So with all that in mind, we talked about just a little bit about majors and where you can find more information about that. And we talked about what you can expect in the classroom on our campus. Mentioned our campus size being about 24,200. Even with that, our average class size is 28. So you're going to get lots of opportunities to have more collaborative opportunities with your other classmates as well as with the faculty members themselves. And then just also being in one of the happiest cities in the nation, as Lincoln has been ranked, and being right next to downtown and having a great college experience at a great university. So with that, it is coming up to the holiday season here, and a lot of students are thinking about starting the application process. So I do want to take some time to cover that with you. So right now our application is obviously live, and you can access that through our website, which is admissions.unl.edu. And on this website, you're going to find, like I said, links to all those majors, but you also find the link to our new application. So it probably takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. And my first suggestion before you go to the application is just have a foreknowledge of the classes that you've been taking in high school already. And so it may be helpful for you to get a hold of a high school transcript, because there's a portion of the application that asks you to enter your course information from your high school years. But on that online application, you'll see that it's just basic information, so no essays or letters of recommendation for that. It's just the online application, a $45 application fee, and then getting us your official transcripts from your high school, and then requesting your ACT or SAT scores. And we do ask that those come directly from the testing agency. So when you're on that online application, you'll notice that we have a setting of admissions requirements. And when students apply to the university, they are we're assessing essentially the courses that they've taken and how they performed academically. So that's GPA, or that could be ACT or SAT scores. And so if you are in high school and you've taken 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 3 years of a science, 3 years of a social science, and 2 years of a foreign language in the same language, in addition to either scoring a 20 or higher on your ACT, a 950 or higher on your SAT, or graduating in the top half of your class, with that combined, you would be guaranteed admission to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. So if that sounds like that's you, I would go ahead and apply, and that's a pretty straightforward thing for you. If you think you're missing any of those components, don't sweat it, still apply at that online application. We'll still evaluate every student who applies to the university to make sure that with whatever they do have, it sets them up for success at the university. So moral of the story is jump online, send your application, and we'll review every student who applies. Also in the process, if you're an out-of-state student looking at us today, we do offer some out-of-state scholarships. And the main thing I want to give to you today is a online resource called our Scholarship Estimator. So if you want to see what you may be eligible for upon applying to the university with your academics, you can go to admissions.unl.edu/estimate, and I'll repeat that one more time. That's admissions.unl.edu/estimate. And you go there and it'll allow you to plug in your ACT information, GPA information, and home state, as well as some alumni information or legacy information, and it'll tell you what you may be eligible for based off of the information that you enter. So if you want to see what you may be getting, go ahead and jump onto that resource. It's a great planning tool for you and your family. Overall, you do need to go ahead and submit that application. And one other part of the scholarships puzzle is we do have a personal statement out there that you can choose to do, and this will allow you to be considered for some additional scholarships that are geared towards what you've been doing as a leader or as a server in your community, and you can discuss those items a little bit, and you may be eligible for some additional scholarships on top of one of our out-of-state scholarships. So if you want to see a listing of those, just jump onto that website again, admissions.unl.edu, and there's a link where you can look at information for cost and aid, where we have information about out-of-state scholarships as well as in-state scholarships and the process that's there. So once again, for those scholarships, we'll want your ACT scores. Send those in right away. If you're taking the December ACT or SAT scores, we'll take those for scholarship purposes. And we'll want to have the majority of information wrapped up by January 15th. So that's going to be the primary day where you want to have everything wrapped up so you can have full consideration for all of our scholarships. However, you can be considered for all of our out-of-state scholarships up until May 1st, which is the general merit-based ones, which are university-wide. So if you're still thinking about it or you haven't applied yet, you have until May 1st, but we encourage the January 15th deadline first and foremost so you can get access to all of our scholarship opportunities. All right, so we're just about to wrap up here, and we have a quote by Warren Buffett that says, "Price is what you pay and value is what you get." And you're going to find that as you're researching about the University of Nebraska, it's going to be one of the more affordable institutions in the nation, and we have actually been indicated as a best value by Kiplinger.com and the Princeton Review. And what that means is just the overall quality of education that you get and the experience that you get in an institution like this, and then the cost of what it's given to you for. And so you can check that out. We are a Big Ten institution, like I did mention, and you can find our cost right now for an out-of-state student with tuition, fees, room, and board. You're estimating at about $30,000, and that's also indicated on our website. And if you want to see, once again, how scholarships come into play with that and see how that affordability factor comes in and where that value comes in, jump in on there onto that scholarship estimator and see what you may be eligible for. So with that, that's kind of the basic information about the university. I know there's a space where you can submit any questions you do have. If you jumped in late to the session and if you want to send me a question, I can go ahead and address a certain topic with you, or maybe give you some more information about any particular majors or programs that you may be looking for. So I'll pause for a moment for anyone who wants to get additional information. All right, so I'll just kind of repeat some information I mentioned about the application. Once again, that is on our website, which is admissions.unl.edu. And when you apply online, it'll be helpful to get a hold of a high school transcript to help you through that process. It takes 15 to 20 minutes to complete. And when we evaluate you, we're evaluating according to our admission standards, which are guaranteed upon meeting those admission standards. So just again to reiterate those, if you applied to the university and you've scored at least a 20 on your ACT or 950 on your SAT, and you've completed 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 3 years of a social science, 3 years of a natural science, and then also 2 years of a foreign language in the same language, you would get guaranteed admission. I have my first question here, and it's a question about having a school of law and what the weather is like. So I'll answer both of those questions for you. So we do have a UNL College of Law, and it is obviously a graduate program that you do after completing a bachelor's degree. It's located on our east campus, so the University of Nebraska-Lincoln sits on 3 different campuses, all with very close distance of each other. And so right now I'm on our city campus, and we've also got our east campus, which is a short bus ride away, and that's going to be home to where our College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources is. That's also where the law college is. So if you are an undergraduate student and you want to go on the pre-law track, you can do that. If you're a graduate student looking for a law college, we do have that as a separate application. So if you're going to the UNL website, you're going to go to Graduate Studies instead of the undergraduate web page that I mentioned before. We do have a law college. The weather here in Lincoln, we are in the middle of the country, and so we have all 4 seasons here, and we experience snow in the winter. In fact, there's snow on the ground right now, and it's pretty cold outside. During the summer, during the summer peak months, you'll get higher temperatures that there's a little bit more humidity to the air, but it is kind of nice to experience all the 4 seasons and to experience spring and to have fall, and so we get the change, and we also get some really cool thunderstorms that are pretty cool too. So if you're someone looking for climatology as a major and you want to be a meteorologist, great state to study in because of really cool things going on here. And I know that also as we have this booth open, we may have some people interested in graduate programs that are checking with us today. And so if you do go to our UNL website, we do have a graduate studies web page that would be separate from our undergraduate page. So there will be a number of programs that you can access through that. So just go to our www.unl.edu web page and you'll find graduate studies from there. So on as part of our college program, our graduate programs, you will see that we have our own law college and College of Dentistry, which is part of the University of Nebraska system on our campus. So you could be in Lincoln and then be in one of those 2 programs as well. But all of our campus majors that you see as an undergraduate will likely have graduate programs as well. So that could be psychology, it could be anything in arts and sciences. So if you're looking for a graduate degree, you can access that from the grad studies from the main www.unl.edu webpage.